عليه وسلموا تسليما. لم يخلق الخلاق خلقا مثله، لا خلقه لا خلقه لا شكله، لا بعده لا قبله تعميما. صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لم يخلق الخلاق خلقا مثله، لا خلقه لا خلقه لا شكله، لا بعده لا قبله تعميما. صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لم يخلق الخلاق خلقا مثله، لا خلقه لا خلقه لا شكله، لا بعده لا قبله تعميما. صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لم يخلق الخلاق خلقا مثله، لا خلقه لا خلقه لا شكله، لا بعده لا قبله تعميما. صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لم يخلق الخلاق خلقا مثله، لا خلقه لا خلقه لا شكله، لا بعده لا قبله تعميما. صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لم يخلق الخلاق خلقا مثله، لا خلقه لا خلقه لا شكله، لا بعده لا قبله تعميما. صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لم يخلق الخلاق خلقا مثله، لا خلقه لا خلقه.
Because sometimes later on it becomes difficult, like we learned that we should join his feet together, we should join his fingers together and face them towards Qibla, etc. So inshallah we will continue from there, and we reach we will now do the ghusl of the deceased, so ghusl-e-mayyit, and this is very, very important. And I mentioned last time the rewards of taking part in ghusl-e-mayyit. I will just mention the hadith again. So it just gives ghusl to any deceased person, will become so pure and clean from his sins, like he was on the day when his mother gave him birth. So there's so much reward in giving ghusl to a Muslim when he's passed away, and we should make this intention that whenever we do get this opportunity, especially any one of our close family members or friends, then we should definitely take part and do the ghusl of the mayyit. So the one who gives the ghusl to the mayyit, he is known as a ghassal. So our Haji Abdul Rasheed Sahib, inshallah, he will be the one who will demonstrate as to how we give the ghusl to the mayyit, and I will obviously explain it as we go along. So to start off with, obviously you make some good intentions, and then the first thing we do is you light up some joss sticks or frankincense, and you move it around the bench of ghusl 3 times, 5 times or 7 times. So basically agarbatti. So as you can see, Haji Sahib, you go around it 3 times, 5 times or 7 times. And then you lay the deceased on the bench in the same way as he is laid in the grave. And you cover the portion of the body from the navel to the knees. Remember, from the navel, including the knees, okay? Including the knees with the cloth. Now bear in mind, the cloth that is used, as you can see over here, the cloth that we have used here is a black cloth. And the reason why the black cloth is used is because sometimes when water goes over the cloth, the white cloth, then you can see through that white cloth and you can see the sitr of the deceased person. You can see his private parts, and we don't want that as well. Okay, so we wanna cover him as much as possible. So a black cloth or a brown cloth, this is recommended, and if you can even fold it into 2. So that's an extra cover, if you like. Okay, so as you can see here, this is folded, and then it's like now 2 pieces of black cloth, and you will put that over the sitr of the deceased, so from his navel, belly button, all the way down, including his knees. Now, once you've done that, bear in mind, the deceased will have his own clothes on, which he died in, which he passed. Rather, that brown cloth is there, okay, and with that on, you from underneath, okay, you pull off his, you can say trousers or pants, his pajama, whatever he has, okay, and then the shirt can easily be taken off. At times, sometimes the shirt can't be taken off, or the person's body has swollen up due to whatever illness he had. So then in that case, the brothers who are trained in this, they have certain equipment like scissors, etc., and then they obviously, with their experience, they cut through the clothes, and that's how they basically remove the clothes of the deceased person.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so that's the first part. Okay, now what should the ghassal do? Who is the ghassal again? The one who is giving ghusl. He should wrap a cloth on his hand and first do istinja of the deceased on both sides. Okay, so he should wash with water. So as you can see, Haji Sahib has got gloves on. Okay, either a cloth or either gloves, they will suffice. And now he's gonna perform the istinja. So the first thing that you do for the deceased in terms of washing is which thing? Is the istinja. Okay, on both sides. So on the front side and on the back side.
We need 2-3 brothers, they can hold this chadar right slightly up. The brother can do istinja, it's gonna pour water and it's gonna rub it all around this area.
So do we need 2-3 brothers? Usman Bhai and Hassan Bhai. If you two are the closest.
It's only 2 brothers now.
Okay. So what you're doing, this is a demonstration, but at the same time, guys, it's a learning process. Okay. And when you're over there, sometimes you don't know what to do. So it's very good to learn it now properly, and try to learn exactly what needs to be done. So you have 2 brothers who are holding the actual cloth that is covering the sitr. Okay. And the ghassal, the one that will give the ghusl, obviously he will pour water and then he will perform the istinja on the deceased.
Put water underneath there. By the time we're doing istinja, just slightly rub it on his tummy, as if anything which is there, it can come out. Take it. It's good. It's got a couple of brothers that just hold the one leg up, this side of the side to stretch the big legs so they can go underneath, go up. Sometimes we'll have to just lift it from this side to wash it from underneath. Thoda sa idhar karke from this side as well. Like, everything, is proper clean from this area.
Bear in mind, the deceased, you got to be very, very careful with his body. You need to be very, very gentle with his body, okay? Because they do feel pain, and they feel more pain, okay? So this is why you need assistance, okay? One person can't pour the water and, do the istinja for him, and at the same time try to lift his body parts up. That's very difficult, especially if it's a heavy person. So this is where you need like assistance. So 3-4 brothers who will, adjust the body parts accordingly, and then the brother who is the ghassal, he will pour the water accordingly as well. Once you've done the istinja on both sides, okay? Then you make the wudu of the deceased as you would do for namaz. So now the wudu of the deceased, obviously starting with the washing the face, and then washing both hands of the deceased up to and including the elbows thrice. So first is the face.
Yeah,
so
the brothers during the istinja have to change the gloves over, get new gloves so we can rub it on the face, the thing. When you do the istinja, definitely this can get dirty, and when they change it over to the new gloves. Yeah?
Absolutely. So obviously a change of cloth or gloves. And now we're going to do the wudu for the deceased. So the first action is obviously washing the face. So we wash the face again.
और पानी एक स्लम्बी पास पानी के दूसरा से साथ इसको पूरा face wash करना ये करना है कि ना वो sometimes when eyes are open, we should close the eyes, this nostril, sometimes water goes in, we put the cotton put his nose, and if his mouth is open, put both the cotton on his lips. Then you can wash the whole face.
So this is why we said that before the person passes away, if you can do this, that's better, that you close his eyes then, okay? And when you're giving him the ghusl, okay, when you're bathing him, then sometimes the water could go in the eyes if the eyes are left open. So you close the eyes even then, and you place cotton wool inside his nostrils so the water doesn't go up in his nostrils.
Face wash हो गया, ठीक है, all the way, थोड़ा सा lift it from there, underneath as well, sort of properly इसको wash कर लें.
Okay, so now then you wash both hands of the deceased up to and including the elbows thrice. Okay, so like we do in wudu, you wash your hands all the way including your elbows, and that 2-3 times. So you're starting off with the right hand side.
From the right hand side, ठीक है. Then from the left hand side, so kind of make these fingers, close the fingers.
And the water must go in between the fingers as well. Now this is very, very important. Why? Because when the person has passed away, sometimes his the bones, they've all become stiff, his fingers have become stiff, and they're like kind of joined together. So if you're pouring water, the water will just go around that surface, it won't go between the fingers. So you have to be gentle, but at the same time you gotta obviously open that little gap up so the water can go between the fingers. Keep that in your mind. You do it 3 times on the right and 3 times on the left as well. And then you perform the masha of the head.
Yeah, gloves जिसके पास जिसका gloves नहीं है, gloves उतारने, wet it and on his head.
Yeah, so you take your gloves off, okay, and then you perform the masaha of the head. Basically, you wipe the head with water, obviously. And then after this, you wash both feet 3 times, starting with the right foot and starting then going to the left foot. And you need to keep in your mind that, look, one person can't do this alone at times, okay? You need assistance. So one person will obviously lift the foot up, adjust the foot, move it to the left and the right, and the person, the ghassal, will pour the water. So you need at least about 2-3 people to give you assistance with this.
Yeah, same fingers, fingers.
Yeah, the toes of the feet, obviously again, if there is no gap, you must create that gap and get the water in between the gaps of the toes. Okay, now once you've done the 4 fard of wudu, okay, then you need to keep in your mind that normally in wudu we rinse our mouth and rinse our nose. We're not going to do that for the deceased. Obviously because he can't rinse his mouth and he can't, the water will just go up or into his, from his throat down to his stomach. We don't want to do that. So what we do instead is that you get a wet piece of cloth or a cotton wool and you rub it on the teeth, on the gums, the lips and the nostrils of the deceased. Okay?
Middle mein.
Yes, found it.
Okay, so as you can see here, cotton buds, right? Okay, basically you get any one of these, okay, wet them, and then you do this on the teeth, the gums, the lips. Again, you gotta be extra gentle, and the nostrils of the deceased. When I say nostrils of the deceased, it doesn't mean you stick it right up in the nostril. That's not right, okay? Basically the outer surface of the nostril, and if you are gonna put it in slightly, okay, you do it very gently, but you don't go too up to the hard one.
Yeah.
Is that correct, Haji
Yeah,
sir?
that's okay.
Now, if the deceased has a beard or he's got hair on the head, what do you do with that then? Okay, you wash it, okay? And soap and shampoo can be used, okay? Soap can be used, shampoo can be used, and any of these type of things can be used. Once you've done that, you lay the deceased on his left side. So I think we're going to need some assistance here, no? Are we okay to continue? Are we okay to continue?
No, I'll continue.
So now lay the deceased on his left side and pour water fragrance with jujube leaves, which should now be lukewarm from head to toe, such that it reaches the bench. So basically, this is the deceased, as you can see here, okay? And we're going to lay him on his left side. The reason why we're going to lay him on the left side is because we want to wash the right side. So we need to tilt him towards his left for his right to be uncovered and exposed. And then we're going to wash the right hand side, okay?
Just before we do the tilt on the left side, because the front side, make sure you put all water, the soap, everything like this.
Yeah, as I mentioned already, you put soap or shampoo on the deceased, cover him in all of that, and then wash him down.
Hold this like this, then hold the kapra, right, so brother can do it underneath as well,
Yeah. So the black cloth, two brothers will lift the black cloth up, and the brother who's putting the shampoo or the soap on, he will put his hand underneath without looking obviously, and he will cover the legs and the private parts of that person with soap and shampoo. Okay, and now we will continue the rest of the bathing procedure. And what we do is we basically place him or put him onto the left side. Okay,
yeah.
So his left side will be that side.
That side.
Okay,
yeah.
So
side, yeah.
Towards that side, and now you can see this is the right hand side. And we're going to wash the right hand side now, okay? So if Usman bhai, if you get up here, this is where you need help. Hassan bhai, well, it's okay if you should go here because it's not really a deceased person, is it? So now here Haji Sahib is basically going to wash the right hand side of the body, so the back and the arms and all the way down to the back of the legs on the right hand side, okay?
Make sure, while we're turning around, make sure you cover the sitter as well.
And keep the sitter covered at all times. And you're going to do this from head to toe, all from the right hand side, okay? And the jujube leaves that I mentioned, if that's how you pronounce it, if that's not available, then just use pure lukewarm water, okay? Then you repeat this step after laying the deceased on his right hand side. So you switch him around and you place the deceased on his right hand side for you to now wash the left side. And you do the same thing from head to toe. You wash the body of the deceased. Now, once you've done the right and the left and all the back from head to toe, then you make him sit with a support and gently move your hands towards the bottom on the lower part of the stomach of the deceased. Wash if anything gets excreted. So basically, you're going to sit him up, Ajsa, if you can show them. Yeah. You make him sit up like this, slightly, okay? Not too much, not make him sit up fully like where a normal person sits, but just slightly raise him upwards. And what you're going to do is on the lower part of his abdomen, his stomach, you're going to kind of like rub it with your hand gently again. You've got to be extra gentle. And if any excretion there is, okay, if any stool, if any urine, different, okay, and or maybe he was, hit by a bullet and then it was a wound and he was bandaged up. So then now you are giving a ghusl to a deceased who's got bandages on. So what do you do in this situation? Okay, or at times they have like injections still stuck in their body and they've just been released from the hospital, and now Allah gives us all the ability to remember what has been said. Ameen. Bijahil Nabi Ameen.